Our relentlessness is largely due to the fact that we are as yet wanderers between two worlds, the beginning and its destination.
What is up, champions? Welcome to another episode of Champion Reads, where we talk about best-selling books and their best principles to help you out with your best life. I'm one of your hosts, Willie Blake. I'm here with my other host, Mr. Ian Stermer, and the founder of Champion Circle, Mr. Jon Kovach Jr. And today, obviously, it's brought to you by Champion Circle, which is a professional organization who focuses on business owners and entrepreneurs to help them achieve anything in 90 days through accountability, through coaching, and the things needed to be able to go from where you are to where you want to go. So if you haven't already, make sure to go to our website, mychampionscircle.com, to go check it out and become a member of Champion Circle. I'm excited for today because today is the fifth Friday, or at least what we're acting as a fifth Friday, right? It is the Beyond Bestsellers. So we're not jumping into a book, just a single book. No, we're bringing 3 different books into this. I got to tell you what, John has something planned too at the end. And I'm not even going to say what it is. Something with questions, something about that, but something very spicy that usually you do it with people, but we're doing it with books. So that's a little teaser to make sure you stay till the end. Without further ado, even before we jump into it, John, Ian, excited?
Oh, I'm so excited. And I love these episodes because we get to show each other what's on our shelves. And it's kind of funny too, because like we'll pull a book off the shelf and like, you got to blow the dust off. You got to like look at it from a, hey, if I were bringing this to show and tell, why would I bring it to show and tell? And I was actually between 2 books today. And because you can't find one of the books online or anywhere, it's one of those rare finds. I'm actually going to share with you guys before we jump into today that one of the books has no author and it is beautifully published, but has no copyright. And it's just an eclectic assortment of poems and readings that someone put together. And so I'm not going to use this book as my book for today. I'm just going to use it because I stole the quote today from this book. But the book is called Golden Apples. And it's just this beautiful golden book. Oh, my green screen won't let you see it. But it's called Golden Apples. Okay, there you go. And I found this at a thrift shop. And it's just like 100 pages of pure gold, right? Every page is full of poems and quotes and just fun stuff on peace, faith, joy. And I love this stuff. So this is a beautiful reminder to you. Like if you're ever walking through a thrift store or a secondhand store, or even just like used bookstores, like look for the gems that are hidden, because these are the things you can find. And I love it. Like sometimes I turn to this book randomly. I'm like, oh, the Golden Apples book, that'll have a good quote, or, oh, that'll have a great thing. I love it. It's just part of the experience, and highly recommend it. So shout out to both you, Willie, and Ian, and to those listening, while you're out there, go find those random books that just draw you in, that pull you in. This is one that just keeps on giving. And I'm really excited to have used it today in the show, but this is not the book that I have selected. So I'm excited to dive into that. But thanks, Willie.
I freaking love it. Ian, you excited?
Yes, I am excited.
Love it.
Yes, I am excited.
Yes, I'm also getting over a cold, so bear with my voice here.
Let's check. I'm going to see. Say something a robot wouldn't say. Ian, are you AI?
I am not AI.
Okay. All right. We're good.
Okay.
That sounded more AI than usual.
Yeah.
You You have to know his personality. He went up a tick. Just kidding.
And true, yeah.
All right, we're gonna do something different today of choosing. Instead of one of us just being like, "Who wants to take initiative?" Nah, we're jumping to Google. We're jumping to the random number generator. So on my screen,
Ooh.
I got the 1, 2, 3 here. So I'm just gonna click generate, and whatever number it lands on, that's who goes first. So here we go. I clicked on it. Number 2, John, you are number 2, and the first one going. Hit us with your book.
But in my mind, you're number 1, John.
You know what? 2
And also
is
don't hit. Figuratively hit us.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
2 is my lucky number. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Thank you. I'm really excited about this. All right. I'll be brief, I promise. I know we're tight on time, but you walk into a Barnes and Noble, and the first moment you open the doors, you're hit with a bunch of books on discount. Okay, this is a sales marketing tactic. And that is one of my favorite sections of the store because I clearly have to buy everything. And I just sent a selfie to these guys the other day saying, "Hey, I found this book," and guess where it was? It was in the beginning section of Barnes and Noble before you even go through the second double doors. Okay. And you can also find some of these books at the very, very back of the store where they have some books on sale and some of their discounted books as well. And I love these sections because there's some hidden gems and some hidden goodies there. So everyone now thinks I'm going to choose the book that I sent them the photo with, but really, this book is different. I picked up a book, and not often on this show do we talk about how-to practical guides. And I freaking love those books. I am addicted to buying the how-to books, 7 steps to this books, and how to change your. I love the how-to books. Why? Because they're so practical, and I read them so well, and I can read them in one sitting. So this book is a practical guide to something that I mastered back in high school, and no one knew about it. But I knew it because I was practicing it every single day, both in leadership as well as a student of the minds. And I'll explain that in a minute. But the book is called, boom, Body Language. A very, very interesting book. And it's a practical guide to attract others, understand nonverbal messages, succeed in job interviews, and detect stress. This book was compiled by Dr. Glenn Wilson. And the reason why I love this book is it is so practical. And the minute you dive into understanding body language, you'll start thinking through memories of people you've had conversations with, and you'll say, "Oh my gosh, I missed that social cue," or "Wow, I can't believe I didn't see that before." And all of a sudden, just like top of mind awareness, or also known as TOMA, okay, top of mind awareness, you will start to read people differently in public. It's dangerous, but it's also really entertaining, which makes airports and public settings very, very I'm going to say intoxicating, because it like literally pulls you in, and it's all you can do. Like, you just start playing these stories and these dialogues in your head about what people are going through and doing, and it's really fun. I love body language, and I'm very good at reading it, and I'm actually very intentional about reading it, especially on like Zoom meetings, because I'm very much a eye contact, like face-to-face kind of person, but I'm also an entertainer. I'm a motivational speaker. So I'm constantly seeking how to not only improve the behavior and the reactions on the front row, but I'm seeking to interact with everybody else. So if you're a public speaker, if you're an entertainer, or if you're somebody who is seeking to improve how you communicate with people, as we just finished reading How to Win Friends and Influence People, I feel like this was the missing chapter in that book, because what it doesn't go into is the intuition behind understanding how and why humans operate and their responses to what's going on in their brains. So I love this book. I love how-to guides. It was between this one and how to win in a fight with a bear. But I'll just tell you that this one won out. So there you go.
I love that. Incredible. And I actually haven't heard that book before. That's great.
There's like 5 or 6 like really good guides on body language, but this one always makes the top shelf because it's one of the most inexpensive ones. And Dr. Glenn Wilson's pretty renowned, I guess, online. I don't know much about him, but yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. And the importance of body language too, because you have, I remember reading something about this, that what we say is about, like the words, 7% of what people remember. The tone that we use is 10%. So that's 17 total. Now you're just like, well, what I say is important. And you mean if I just add the tone to that, that's only 17? Where the heck is the other 83? Right in that book. It's our body language, the way in which we move, the way in which we talk with our hands, our facial expressions, what we're saying while not saying it, the in between the lines. So very important with body language. And as communicators, like huge. Of course, when we're like on phone calls, which we can't use our body language, we got to overemphasize our words and our tone.
Yeah.
But when we're on video calls like this, like the eye crows when we smile next to our eyes, the wrinkles in our head. I think I have too many wrinkles in my head.
You smile a lot.
I do smile a lot. That's true. And just the whole way in which we cross our arms up our shoulders or lower them, the way we cross our legs or are moving, all of it goes to body language. And all of it communicates 83% of what we're trying to convey. That's wow.
Yeah. And the book calls body language everybody's second language. Congratulations, guys. You're bilingual. You had no idea. It's amazing. And I love what you said, like most famously and infamously, infamous, that's more than famous, that's a quote from a movie called The Three Amigos. Anyways, most famously is body language is used when learning how to detect lies, like prosecutors as well as detectives, and in negotiations as well as understanding people. But secondary to that, I think I shared it on this show a while back, but how beautiful it is, and I might get a little poetic here, but how beautiful it is that we as humans can lock eyes with other humans and have a moment. And it can be anything. It can be pure intimacy. It can be just love. It can be appreciation. It can be gratitude. And it could just be like a wandering eye, right? And what eyes are the catalyst to the soul. They're the seeing, they're the binoculars. They're the microscope. And I love that. So anyways, it's just cool. So if you kind of imagine, we all live in these bubbles, and it's funny to think about people who live in bubbles. And as soon as our bubbles like interact, we're within space to be able to have these readings on people. But while you're reading people, realize that you have a language that you're emitting. So you have to fix or permit or emit the language that you want to the universe. So what does your body language say right now? That's what I want to know.
Mine's showing a dancing move. Okay, John, last thing with your book, and then I'll click that number thing between me and Ian. If there is one last thing, one sentence in which if someone were to look at this book and you could magically appear this sentence on the back of it for them to read on what they would get out of it, what would that sentence be?
Everyone wants to be liked. No one wants to be disliked in this world. They want to fit in. So this book is a tip on how to make someone like you more. Body language.
Boom. Right there. Love it. Okay. Let's jump to the next book. Ooh, I almost showed my book. I should get that in my hand. We're going to hit the number generator, and we're pulling up number 3. Ian, your book is up. Which one do you have?
Okay. So my book is actually a book written by one of my high school friends. And I think I may have referenced this book a couple of times through our podcasts. But this is also a very practical book. It is full of how-to tips and explaining exactly the steps taken to accomplish success. And okay, it's a little bit out of date now because technology moves really fast. It is called Twitter Works. And I know Twitter is now X.
Excellent.
But Twitter Works is it's kind of how Twitter built a restaurant. And my friend who wrote it, his name is Joe Sorge. He comes from a restaurateur family. And after graduating, he went out to Milwaukee and started a couple of restaurants there. And one of the things he did, I'm going to give you some of the tips he gave in this book. He had kind of a casual restaurant, TGI Fridays type vibe to it. But he left markers like Sharpies on all the tables with a sign saying, write your Twitter handle on the table. And people would write it on there. And then he would go and put it in his phone. And he would have these connections. And he would send them messages about the restaurant. And I thought, what a great idea. People are just giving you their information because it's a cool thing. I mean, who doesn't want to take a Sharpie and write on the table while they're eating dinner? Nobody's raising their hand. Okay, we all want to do that.
I would, for sure. Like, I'll draw a picture, and then inside the dragon, I'll put my Twitter handle.
Yeah, I mean, and you're allowed to do that. And it just made it a fun thing. A second one he did in here, I'm going to throw out real quick. One of his friends had a pizza truck. But before he even started the pizza truck, he built up this Twitter following. And then he said, hey, come to my garage and try different recipes. And people would come to his garage, try these recipes, and they built the menu for this pizza truck by building up a Twitter following first, or an X following now. And people got excited about the business before it even opened, which I thought was another great idea. I'm going to give one third one, and then I'll kind of open it up here some. But the other idea that I loved he was in Milwaukee, which is known for having terrible weather. So he would search the hashtags for anyone complaining about flying in to Milwaukee. Flight delays, weather, anything like that. He would just scan through Twitter, and then he would message those people. Hey, sorry you had such a bad flight. Sorry you were delayed. Why don't you stop by my restaurant, not restroom. There's a restroom in the restaurant. Stop by my restaurant, and we're going to give you a free coffee, a free fries, a discount, something like that. And he used Twitter, which is now X, proactively and reached out to people and built up these things. And I think that's just some great lessons how we can use social media to proactively go out and build our businesses. So that's my book, Twitter Works, written by Joe Sorge, my old friend from high school. So if you see this podcast, Joe, give me a hi or a like in the comments here.
And a subscribe. We shouted your name out.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't know if nostalgic is the right word for this, but being able to have the book of a friend in which you grew up with, I think is the coolest thing in the world. Like, I remember I sent one of the books that I wrote to a friend with Mario Sunshine, the GameCube game, because I borrowed it from him 11 years before that, and I forgot to return it. So I said, here's the game, and here's a book for the interest on the game. And I sent to him. He was like, oh, I love this. I'm going to put it right on my bookshelf. And literally, the two people in this room, I got your books on my bookshelf, just right there. So it's just the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing to have a book from a friend on your bookshelf.
I couldn't agree more. And I love that it was a Twitter book, because although it's not really outdated, it's just the name is outdated. It brings back great memories, whether you're new, old, or exhausted from the social media world. Twitter has a huge play and part in it. And I feel like in college, I was exposed to Twitter the most. I was a public relations student, and Twitter was where we were feeding and sharing information fast through journalism. And I learned to love Twitter. I had nights where we would stay up till midnight doing Twitter chats where a host would would share a question, and then everyone would spam the chats, and you would answer the questions. And I love Twitter for that. Just so much fun stuff. And Twitter was the king and queen of hashtags. It was the best place to operate under hashtags. And I just miss those days. I kind of miss the nostalgia of how fun Twitter was. Nowadays, coaches, athletes, and high school students use Twitter religiously, but it's still a place where you can still have a lot of fun. Don't worry what Elon and the rest of the crazies of the world are saying, but instead you could really, really get some value. And I love that there's a success story of a small business that grew. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And I think even though social media evolves and changes, the concepts are still there.
Yeah.
And the way to reach out, whether it's now on TikTok or whatever method we're using, concepts are still there. And again, I love it that it's a friend. It's somebody I know that's been successful. I see him on TV now and then, and kind of talking about small businesses and what's happening in the restaurant world.
It's super cool. Okay, Ian, same question to you. One sentence that if you could magically pop on the back of the book and someone were to go to a Barnes & Noble and pick it up and see it, what would you say about the book?
Oh, well, first of all, I don't know if it's in Barnes & Noble. You're going to have to Google this one to find out where to buy it from. But, the title of the book, Twitter Works. Social media works if you know how to use it. I think that's my statement. Twitter and social media work.
Ian Stermer. Right there. Jon, your roof's caving in. You might want
The roof is caving in, guys.
Yeah. So you guys are dropping things left and right here.
I know. It's
Like
just
there's a cat on the counter or something.
Or a button to click. Like, who knows? It's just out there. Okay. Now it's up to my book. For those of you who paused the video, who aren't watching this live, what am I saying? We don't do this live. Who are watching it now and pause the video beforehand? You might have seen the book, but my book.
I'm live.
You are live, and so is Jon. And I hope myself too. This book is by a man called Richard Carlson. I like this book because it is so simple, and a lot about what I teach is so simple. It is called, and I don't know if I've done this before or not, but I love it. Don't sweat the small stuff. And this little writing, and it's all small stuff. I freaking love this book because it goes into so many different ways in which to not sweat the small stuff. Of course, there's like the general basicness on it of, is there really an emergency in what we're doing? Of course, maybe there's times where you got to like put out the fires in your business, or there's like a family emergency. Absolutely. And those like need your attention. But 99.9% of the rest of the time, we're just so stressed about the things on our to-do list or the things that people have given us or the overstocking of our email that really you don't need to sweat it. It doesn't matter. My wife and I had a conversation yesterday. Our house is a mess. We got 4 kids. They love going around, and with the other priorities that we have, it feels like their 10% of making a mess and our 5% of cleaning it up has now gotten to a point where there's so much. And we were stressing about it, but we came to this realization that our kids feel safe. They feel safe in our house. They love to go around and play. And if our house is messy for this season, however long that is, then that's all right. And that helped us to not sweat the small stuff. 2 other things, though, I also want to bring up. So if you grab the book, its table of contents literally has just like you can run with the table of contents. You don't even need to go into the chapter. Go into the chapter, but you don't need to. Because here are 2 ones that really stuck out to me. First one was, ask yourself this question: will this matter a year from now? I love it because it takes out that now stress and just puts it into a year from now. Is what I'm worried about going to matter? Most of the time not. And I love it. Even more fun for me was chapter 23, which this book has. Oh my goodness, this is a lot more than that. This book has 100 chapters in it. It's not even that big of a book. Chapter 23, experiment with your back burner. experiment with your back burner. So those back burner ideas that you have, those things that you've put on, try some out. Put a little time to do the second and third priorities rather than the thing that is immediate, because it'll help you release the need to having to just be on fire today and actually give you a chance to take it off the burner, cool down a little bit, and effectively get cooked even more well done. As you can tell, I am hungry here. So before I talk more about food, I'll throw it to John and Ian for their ideas. And as we wrap up this book and then the special question section that we got at the end.
This is such a great book and an absolute classic. I love it. You've talked about this book before on the show as a reference, and
dang it.
And it's great, but it's great because it's a random like surprise, and I feel like this is one you need on your shelf because just a great nonfiction, practical application, and a great reminder. Like, hey, knock, knock, knock. Reality check. Don't sweat it, man. Everything's gonna be okay. What you're worried about now, it doesn't matter a year from now. And I love that because we as humans tend to overcomplicate and overthink and populate these ideas in our head. Here I was just talking about body language and thinking like, wow, like let's think about what other people are thinking, but we truly don't know. And sweating the small stuff is not the way to go. So just don't sweat it. I love it. It's such a great, and I'm finally glad we should read this and actually do a deep dive in it. But man, what a great practical application.
Yeah, love that. And it's so easy to get so wrapped up in the small stuff that doesn't matter, or the big stuff that doesn't matter very long. I had an experience that taught me early on in life, probably in my late teens. I had a friend who, without going into the situation, she had a personal family situation, and there was a lot of stress over what was going to happen. And then the worst case that we were worried about is what happened. And we thought, okay, well, that's done now. And like it wasn't anything there. And it kind of taught me that. It's like, why am I stressing about things I have no control over? And this book is great for that. If you can't control it, there's no need to stress over it. I'm going to finish up with movie line, one of the best movies. If you guys have never seen the movie Strange Brew, one of the funniest movies out there, there's a scene where they're in this big rig going down a hill and somebody cut the brakes. And there's two brothers talking, and one goes, "Oh no, they cut the brakes." So, well, I guess there's no point in steering now. So, don't stress. Anyway.
That's it. Don't stress.
Yeah.
So with the question thrown back to me of what's my one sentence that I put in the back of the book, it would be that this book reminds you how to rise to be your best. And if you apply one of these each day for 100 days, you'll be 100% better by day 100. That's my one sentence I put on there. Okay. As we are coming to the end, we got a special segment for this one. John, throwing it over to you to lead this.
All right. This is meant to take 2 minutes or less. So let's be ready. Have your hands on the microphone button because I want to ask each of you a quick question. So, Willie, I need to write something down if you guys will look at the private chat. Ian, what's the name of the book that you shared today and who was it by again?
Twitter Works by Joe Sorge. Like Sarge with an O.
By
George. Okay. All right. So all three books are listed there in the private chat. So you've got Body Language by Dr. Glenn Wilson. All you need to know is the name of the book. You've got Don't Sweat the Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. And then number 3 is you got Twitter Works by Joe Sorge. Okay. So remember the names of the books. Willie, which book would survive the longest in the wilderness? Ready? Go.
Don't Sweat the Small Stuff.
I agree. Okay. Ian, which book would most likely start a cult?
Body Language.
I'll answer the question. Which book would make the best weapon in a zombie apocalypse? Body Language, because it's a hardback cover and you can use it as a weapon. Okay, Willie, which book would most likely be found in a billionaire's secret underground bunker?
Twitter works.
That's so funny. Ian, which book would be the worst thing to accidentally leave in an airport security line?
Body Language.
Okay. I'll answer this one. Which book would help you escape a hostage situation? Maybe Body Language, but I'm going to go with Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, just because. Willie, which book would most likely become sentient and start giving life advice?
Twitter works.
Ian, which book would most likely to get banned by future dystopian governments?
Twitter works.
Twitter works. Okay, let's go back to you, Willie. Which book would make the best barter item after society collapses?
Body Language.
Okay, and the last question for you, Ian. Which book would most likely convince aliens not to invade Earth?
Don't Sweat the Small Stuff.
Okay, that's it. Good job, rapid fire. Let's
There we go. Rapid fire. Love it. And with that wraps up this episode of Champion Reads. If you found inspiration in this episode, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. You can find us on your favorite podcasting platform. As well as you can go to our website, mychampionscircle.com, where you'll be able to find the links to the social medias, links to our podcast, and everything else going in the Champion Circle universe. And until next time, champions, continue to be the best version of yourself. Continue to find ways and find books that are hidden. And always remember that today's forgotten book could be tomorrow's favorite recommendation. We'll see you on the next episode of Champion Reads.